Hello and welcome to IGN Anime Club episode 22. Yay anime!
Yay anime!
I'm Callie Plaguey filling in for Miranda Sanchez, who is in Japan for Tokyo Game Show. We miss her terribly, but we're also very, very jealous.
Very extremely jealous.
So this is a conversational show about anime. I'm here as always with Megan Sullivan.
Hey guys.
And our special guest this week is our very talented Snapchat producer, Chastity Sensio. Welcome, Chastity.
Yay, golf clap. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Hi, guys.
So, just tell everybody, like, what do you do and what show got you into anime?
Sure. Well, I am Chastity, and I am the Snapchat producer for IGN. So if you go onto Snapchat and check out the Discover channels, we are one of the top 3 because we're one of the new ones, and we put out 13 pieces of content a day, and it's a lot of fun. So it's like a new way of getting your IGN content. So please check it out. Yeah. And also, Sailor Moon, definitely.
It's always the right answer.
Yeah.
we always talk about Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon for sure.
Yeah, so our Snapchat is pretty cool. So, and you know, we're big fans of Pikachu around here. And
big fans.
The other day, you guys had like a draw on Pikachu's face thing. And that did really well. And there's like a whole, I think we collected like the top ones.
We have like a gallery of 10 or 11 Pikachus that went up on Monday.
Yeah. So look out for that also. So I think that we're just going to jump right into this.
Yes,
let's do it.
We need to talk about this
because
this is a problem.
It is time for the weekly Makura no update.
Makura no Monday
yeah.
was a serious WTF episode.
It really was.
It
really was.
So if you're not familiar, if you're just joining us, you're not familiar with Makura no Update or Makura no Monday, that is our weekly tradition where we watch the show Makura no Danshi, the Pillow Boys show.
Yes.
Where every week there is a new boy. And they're all terrible, except for Library Boy, who we knew would save us.
Yes.
But
it was a very fleeting romance because now we're stuck with the evil twins.
They're
very creepy.
They're very creepy.
Yes.
Every episode is 4 minutes, and this was 4 minutes of pure hell, I think.
This is the way that every Japanese horror show starts, by the way. You're like trapped in this. Where are they? Are they in the Ikebana school?
I think so. So the twins are like flower ranger boys.
Yeah, they're very into flowers.
Yeah.
And each other, apparently.
And each other.
It's really creepy.
They have that whole twincest thing going on.
Yeah, for sure.
Of course, because they always do that. We knew that was coming.
Yeah, we were hoping not, but
I was like, oh, maybe they, no, there it is.
They do.
There it is.
Yeah. So they're in the Ikebana school.
And she like fell asleep and woke up, and these guys are like hovering over, and they're like doing this creepy evil hand. They're just like, hey brother, I heard that she's not very good at Ikebana. So first they start off catty.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're really mean to you.
They're very passive aggressive.
Yeah, the show opens where you're waking up and they're like, no one's gonna hear you. Like, don't make a fuss because no one will hear you anyway. And also, you're not very good at school.
Yeah, so not only is it threatening, but no one's gonna care if you disappear because no one liked you anyway or something. Something weird.
Could you not? Like, could you not be so mean? And then they start playing this weird game. Like hide the leaf,
hide the flower.
We're going to find your flower.
Find your flower.
First, they start with them, and they're like, "We're gonna hide it. Oops, here it is. Come and get it. You can reach wherever you want.
Yeah.
Come on and get it.
Yes, and it's."
And then the other brother is like, I found it. And it's just like a sensual like shot of him like touching his chest right here. And he's just like,
you're like, what is happening right now?
All right.
No.
And then they're just like, you know, and then they get closer and closer and closer. And they're like, now we're going to play Find the Flower with you. And it ends there. And you're like, oh my God.
It's your turn.
Yeah.
And
that's
scary.
That's when it ends. We were so disturbed. Like, I was legitimately disturbed by this episode.
I was too.
It was really gross. So we had to watch Wakakozake after because
which was a lovely
just as a palate cleanser.
It was so.
I was about to call it a palate cleanser, and it's also a pun because that show's about food.
It's about food.
So in conclusion, Makura no Danshi had a brief glimmer of hope with Library Boy.
Yeah. Why did we get our hopes up? We should have known.
And we should have known.
And then it got creepy again.
And then, and one of the twins' name was like
Yayoi.
Yayoi. Which is really close to something else.
Yes. which ties into the twin sets thing. We didn't need to go there.
Don't think that's an accident.
No,
probably not
so much.
So that's your Makono no update.
Yes. Let's talk about Wakakozake, because that's such a much more
talk about
pleasant
it. Yeah, let's
topic.
switch gears.
Let's just segue right into what we're watching. That was a good segue.
Yep.
Yeah. So Wakakozake this week was really adorable. It was
Super
really,
cute.
Really, really cute.
Yeah, it's all about hoke and how you eat the fish, and there's so much of it.
Yeah.
It's like when you're out in public, you can't really gobble it down. You have to like pick
Go
it
down
up
like
in
a beast
tiny-
on that fish.
No, you can't go
you
beast
can't
mode.
do that. I mean, I'd love to. Sometimes it depends on who I'm with. I'll eat it like a beast if I need to. If I'm hungry enough, I'll go. But
Do you get hangry?
I do get hangry.
You get hangry
Do
too?
you?
Oh, I
you?
get really hangry.
I don't get hangry, but I get like, I kind of glaze over, and people are like, "Callie, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Everything's fine." And they're like, "Do you need to eat?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yes. People know when I need to eat because I will barrel through a restaurant and I will get so cranky until I eat, and I will tell people over and over again, I have to eat. That's why I was in Japan that one time. I was like, I don't care what we eat, I have to eat.
Right now.
Yeah.
I want the crepe with the bear on it.
Oh my gosh, yes. Bear crepe. But yeah, this episode was okay, and it makes you feel so good about eating by yourself. I love this show for that. It's just like,
I do too.
enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just really quickly, speaking of Wakakozake, we got a really cute video from Miranda of her and James, who's on our video team, in Japan eating, I think, udon or ramen, and I couldn't tell.
I got that too. We're using it for Snapchat.
Yeah, and they had a beer, and then they both went, Pshuuu, and it was so cute. It was the cutest thing.
I'm so jealous. I want to go to Japan and do that.
too.
Just be like,
Yeah. I'm really sad because everybody who's on our Tokyo Game Show trip are people that I would want to hang out in Japan with.
yeah.
And they're all there.
And they're all
And we're here.
I know. I feel so bad for them because they missed a whole day
Yeah.
of work because their flight got canceled.
Yeah.
And
Sucks.
that really
Yeah.
sucks because they missed more than a day, almost like 2 days worth of work.
It
Because
really
Japan's in the
sucks.
future.
It is in the future.
It is in the future.
Yes. I'm surprised. Has anything changed for you? Have you gotten any D-mails from Miranda? Don't turn that corner.
No, she better not be sending me D-mails.
Yes.
She sent me a picture of someone wearing a Mad Max Madoka Magica shirt. It was like a
Whoa.
crossover shirt because she had sent me that shirt weeks ago. She was like, look at this Mad Max shirt. But like Cube was Max and everything was wrong. And we were like, that's not how I would cast this Mad Max crossover. But then she just sent me.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, I was like, excuse me, that is wrong.
Yes.
But she sent me a picture of that shirt in the wild. She's like, I can't believe it. Someone's wearing it.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
and some cool news, like just cool anime. Well, sort of anime, but the Danganronpa 3 is coming west.
Yes, that was just announced.
Yeah, that was just announced at Tokyo Game Show. Just switching gears to Tokyo Game Show for a bit because we all love Japan around here.
Yes, we
New
do.
Gundam game.
Yeah, new Gundam game, new
Excited for that.
Kingdom
One
Hearts,
Piece.
new One Piece, new Kingdom Hearts compilation 2.8 because reasons.
2.8.
2.8. Why not? Sounds legit. I guess.
Sure. I can't wait to get that 2.8.
2.8.
I don't hope it's bad, but it'd be really funny if whoever reviews it gives it a 2.8.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a
It's not
I'm
going
just
to be that
imagining
bad.
some kid getting
But-
really pissed at their parents, and they're like, "You got me 2.5." We're like, "Mom, this isn't the right one. I
wrong
wanted
game.
This is
2.8."
1.5. I wanted 2.8. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what's up with those confusing
Yeah, I
name
don't know.
conventions, but it's HD graphic update, has some like little short stories attached. It's for PlayStation 4. So we'll see. We'll see how the PlayStation, I think it's the PSP and 3DS games are getting ported.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Lots of news. There's a whole wrap-up article on IGN.com.
Yes, go
right
to
now.
check that out.
Yeah, so going back into what we've been watching.
Yes.
Because we have been watching some stuff, and I think...
Oh yes, we've been watching some stuff.
Watching some stuff.
We've been watching some
So,
stuff.
I wanted to talk about this week. Stopwatch is being weird. That's not what I wanted to talk about this week.
Sounds
we
like
got-
an anime. My stopwatch
My
is being
stopwatch
weird.
is being weird.
Yeah, that's the title of my life show.
That's the name of Okabe's upcoming book.
Oh my god, that's so good! I can't wait to talk about
Or my
Steins
Yuri's.
Gate.
We'll get to that
We'll
later,
get to
though.
that.
We'll get to
Okay.
that.
Getting ahead of ourselves, but we got a suggestion. Oh, I got a suggestion. Someone, Nas Parker, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, from our Facebook group, which is at facebook.com/groups/IGN Anime Club. Join it because it's really lovely and we love we love reading everything in that group.
Yeah, they're wonderful. Like there's no negativity at all, which is really rare.
That's
so
great.
we try to do a shout out like every episode to the Facebook group. But yeah, so Ness Parker from the Facebook group suggested specifically to me, tagged me in it, to watch Actually I Am, which I did, and I think coincidentally, Megan, you also.
Yeah, I actually put a Facebook post on our Facebook page. That's usually how that works. And I was saying, I actually watched first couple episodes, and it's not my kind of anime, but there were things I liked about it.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes, and I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. I don't know if I'll keep watching, honestly. I found myself getting kind of bored. The thing about harem anime is I have to like the protagonist right away, or else I'm just not going to believe it.
Yeah.
Like, I've talked about this several times, but like with Nisekoi, I really liked that protagonist immediately. I thought he was an interesting person. He had an interesting backstory, Raku. But this guy, I was like, he's really, really bad at lying. That's nice. Like, it's nice that you tell the truth.
That's the hook.
Like it's
that
nice.
he can't keep secrets.
He can't keep secrets.
Yeah.
But now he has like a really nice vampire girl. I was really disappointed she was nice. I was hoping she'd be like really mean and scary.
I know. Why are monster girls are either like thirsty or so nice? Like I want her to be like, now that you know, I can't let you live. Like that'd be
Right. Yeah, that would be far more interesting.
It was really sweet and cute at the end when she got teary-eyed. Just you're gonna be my friend. But at the same time, it's like I thought that his life was gonna be a living hell because she was gonna be. I'm a vampire. This can't. Yeah. Someone's got to go, and it's not gonna be me.
Yeah.
And the second episode, the other girl is an alien, so now he has 2 big secrets he has to keep.
Yeah, and so I did like at the end of the second episode, where she kind of realized that he is a good dude. Like he really wants to keep. I keep wanting to call her Shinigami, but that's not her name. It's
it's not.
I forget her name, but
I think her first name is Yoko, isn't it?
Yoko, yeah. The vampire girl. Like he really genuinely does want to keep her secret, and I was like, okay, that gives me a reason to like this guy,
right?
And so that's kind of my rule with harem anime. So I'm like, okay, so this guy is kind of a good dude. He's trying really hard. And the alien girl kind of realizes that, but she was like on a warpath until she realized that, and I'm like, that was a big change of heart. Just because he's nice.
I kind of like that it was. You think that she probably still does like him, but you realize the reason she's freaking out is because she thinks that he knows that she's an alien, so she initially freaks out because of that. It's like no, she just gave herself away, and Yoko just gave herself away, and that was actually pretty cute. So it's cute. I like it. I'll give it the rule of 3.
Yeah.
We'll see what the next episode brings.
Yeah.
I need to actually watch the whole episode because I started watching it and then I was just like, I'm not a huge fan of the art right now. And
I'm really glad you said that because I almost forgot about this, but we were talking about it earlier. Like there was something about the art that I didn't like.
Right, yeah.
It's kind of amateurish, and I don't know if that's a fair assessment, but it just kind of looked.
I didn't like it was like the color scheme or something. There was something about it where it just looked off. And I thought.
It looked like DeviantArt to me.
That's what it is. It looks like fan art of an anime.
It looked like fan art.
Not at all a diss towards fan art because I love fan art and I buy tons of fan art every con I go to. But it did look like it reminded me of like 2007 DeviantArt.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you were around in 2007 on the internet, you'll know what that means. So I'm glad you said that because I thought maybe I was just being really picky, but there is something...
No, I was being extremely picky, but I'm like that with comics too. I'm just like, the art, I can't read this anymore.
I watch a lot of animation, like Western and anime, and I am very picky about how it looks, just because that's one of the things that animation is.
Well, it's a visual medium, ergo.
Okay, we're being picky, sorry.
I did like the music, though. So I have a positive note. I really actually liked the music a lot.
I thought it was interesting that they had a rap for the ending theme. Because it was like this rap in Japanese, and I don't often
have to check that out.
Yeah,
I didn't make it to that point yet.
I was like, okay, like I'm not gonna like bash this yet. Like this, I can get used to this.
But like the BGM is kind of like flutes and violins. It's actually very pretty.
It is.
Which was different. I liked it.
It did remind me in that way of kind of mid-2000s anime. So both on the DeviantArt front and on the just kind of the feel of it. It made me feel like I was 14 and watching anime. Not in a bad way necessarily, but I was just kind of like, when I was 14, I would have loved this kind of way.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm like, I'm not sure it's my thing anymore.
Right. So I guess we can agree that the jury's still sort of out.
The jury is out. We have to watch
jury's
more.
Out on that one.
But
more.
Thank you again, Ness Parker, for the recommendation, because that's one that I had seen on Crunchyroll and had not watched. So always love to try new things. Next up, since we're all watching this one, School Live.
Oh boy.
We're all caught up, right? I just want to make sure because
we
it's
are
a big
all
sport.
caught
We haven't
up.
been able to talk about it for weeks because there's always one or two people who are behind. So we're like, oh, we don't want to give it away.
All
but
of us are caught up.
yeah. So if you're not, you might want to skip over for like the next minute because we're going to go into detail about everything from Megane to Taromaru.
Taromaru.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so
Just skip forward.
Just skip for a little bit. So we can finally get into this.
We can.
Mhm.
So I caught up all weekend, and that was basically my goal because you're like, you have to catch up. I was like, I will, and I did. And then I was screaming. I literally screamed while I was watching this most recent episode. I was just like,
super intense.
all of my worst fears realized, and my heart shattered into a million pieces. My feels all over the walls. It was just bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew about Megane. We kind of called this a while back.
Yeah.
and
That
then
was
they
also a
confirmed
big
it.
shocker.
But the Taromaru thing really
No.
surprised me. I was like, no, you can't turn the doggy
know.
into
So-
a zombie.
Here's my thing. I like zombie stuff. I'm really into zombies in like all different sorts of types of zombies. School Live does things a little differently from typical zombie fare that I want to point out. So one, usually animals don't get infected, they just get eaten and they die. In most zombie things, like Walking Dead, kind of an example of where like the zombies will like eat a horse and the horse doesn't turn into a zombie horse, it's just dead.
It just
usually.
dies, yeah.
Because in real life, like human viruses and animal viruses usually don't cross over. Besides like rabies and like the plague, but other than those two terrible things, other than the really really awful ones you can get from animals,
Oh, yes.
you know like feline like diseases usually aren't transmissible. I don't know.
When your doggy gets a cold, you don't get a cold.
Right, exactly. And when you get the flu, your dog doesn't also get the flu. It's just because different genetics, right? So usually in zombie stuff, like the zombie virus is kind of exclusive to humans and doesn't transfer to animals.
Right.
So I was not expecting Taromaru to be a zombie dog. I was not ready for that.
Yes,
I
and
don't think anyone was ready for that. I don't think you can prepare yourself for that. I thought maybe he would just run down there and it's like, oh, he saw her. Oh, he's hanging around her. I didn't think that the
and then she bit him.
Yeah.
It's Megane.
Come on. Come on.
That segues actually very nicely into the second point I wanted to make about School Live zombies is that they have memories, and that is also very rare in zombie fiction.
The shot of her creepily just writing.
It's almost like they have muscle memory. So they talk about this. They've been doing this for several episodes, but you know, on a rainy day, they all kind of come in. They try to come inside because they want to get out of the rain.
Right.
Which is kind of like they have residual memories.
Yeah,
from
they'll
being
like go
human.
and come to school, which I think is really interesting.
It's super interesting.
I really like that they take that little twist on zombies.
And that they acknowledged it, like they said, they're like, oh yeah, they probably have memories of coming to school, and that's why they're here.
Which makes it even more screwed up when you kill one of them.
Yeah.
Because if they still have, residual humanity in them, then that's super screwed up.
Yeah.
And so I find it really interesting that Megane is like kind of like scratching a pen across a journal.
Yeah.
There's an
It's
episode.
very haunting.
Yeah. Do you remember the episode, like lots of episodes ago, where it opened with Megane writing in a journal?
Yeah.
That looks like the same desk that she's
It's
writing
like-
down.
it is,
with
like the
zombies.
same
It's the same
desk.
desk.
It's the same desk.
So, that hit me so hard.
Yeah.
That was rough.
It got me.
It was
That
rough,
got
and
me.
then she not only bit Taromaru, she was on a roll because she also bit Kurumi,
Kurumi.
which was. They had kind of foreshadowed this when Kurumi's like, if anything ever happens to me, just kill me instantly. And that almost happened this week.
That did almost happen.
Which is so intense.
We see
She got
Isan
bit,
like
she's
bringing
in a lot
the
of
knife.
pain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of her bag, and then she puts it back.
Yeah, because Yuki walks in on her. So the thing about Kurumi being bitten is she's the only one we've ever seen attack a zombie.
Yeah.
She's the only one who's done it.
Yeah. She's the defender.
She's the defender, and so if she's out of commission, what will they do?
what are they going to do?
And
I think Miki's going to step up.
I hope so.
Hopefully, yeah.
Because I feel like she has some fight in her.
Yeah.
She has some fight in her, but she was, at the end, she was teary-eyed about Toromaru.
Oh, I would
Yeah.
be too if my dog was a
Oh,
zombie.
I know, you
God.
should just gotten along with him.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I can pet him
I think
now.
I think Yuki's going to be the one who's going to finally snap because we saw a little bit of foreshadowing.
Yeah,
there,
you
too.
did see a little
That-
bit of foreshadowing
that
there. She's like,
ending-
oh,
That
the
ending
window's
was-
broken.
Yeah, the window's broken.
It's like, oh my god.
You can see the cracks in her facade. Kind
Yeah.
of. I loved that ending. I'm so ready for the next episode.
That was like the perfect cliffhanger. It's just like if you ended a season there, that's pretty solid. That's a really solid ending to a season.
Right.
So just the fact that there's more coming in the next few days.
Yeah, there's only like 2 more episodes, but I'm really curious to know how they're gonna result. We know there's medicine in the basement. We don't know what that implies because they can't cure everyone. Can they?
Is the medicine a cure?
Is it a cure, or does it only work before they've turned?
Right.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if Kurumi can still be saved, but I very much doubt that Megune.
No, I doubt it. Yeah, but maybe Kurumi can be saved.
I hope so. They
fingers
need
crossed.
her.
They need her.
And I really
Fingers
like
crossed.
her.
I really
love
like
her.
Kurumi.
She's great. She's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, I think my favorites are Kurumi and Risan.
Yeah.
I would be really, really upset if it was just a cure and they could cure Megune and they could cure Taromoru. I would be like, that's such a cop-out.
That is a huge cop-out.
Yeah, I don't think that's... I have this very dark... I'm just going to say, this is my prediction. I think Yuki is going to have to either be the one to kill Megune, and Miku might have to be the one to kill Toromaru.
Oh, God.
That would be evil.
That would be really evil. I'm trying
I
to
don't know if I can watch that. I don't know if I can
You're
watch
welcome. You looked right at me when you said that. I was like, I'm not writing this show.
It's a meme. Don't worry.
Okay, I'll look this up.
I'm not actually calling
As
it.
opposed to thanks Obama, thanks Satan.
No, it's from Wreck-It Ralph, where he literally turns to Satan and says thanks Satan, and then people use it as a reaction.
I don't
gif.
remember that, and I've seen that movie.
Yeah, it's a reaction gif.
I need to rewatch that movie.
that I just used in
I
real
do too.
life.
Yeah.
because that's what my life has come to. So I also think that Yuki's gonna have to put somebody down, essentially.
Yeah.
And
That's gonna happen.
That's gonna screw her up.
Yeah, she is already on the brink. This is gonna make her snap.
And we see Risan cracking a little bit too, where like I think the last episode where Mikun, or the episode before that where Mikun was like, that's kind of not like you, because
she was like, don't you remember Yuki that day? Because it was raining.
Yeah.
Which was a callback to this week, because Yuki was like, that day.
Yeah.
You're thinking about it.
So you see Risan like, she's kind of getting to the point where she can't keep doing it.
Yeah.
Putting this on for her.
And what's the last thing I wanted to say about Yuki? No, I don't remember.
That's okay. It'll come to you. It's so good. I'm just so happy we can talk about it now.
It's so good, but also I'm just like, should I recommend this to people? Because like, it just shattered my heart into pieces, but it's so good, like in the best way.
Yeah. I remember what I was going to ask, because you weren't here last time when we briefly discussed the like bikini episode. I think that plot points in that episode kind of came through to last week's episode. So like Mikun connecting with Taromoru finally, that making this whole thing with Taromoru have a bigger impact.
Especially for her.
So part of me is like, okay, yeah, I see why they had to put an episode in between the reveal of the fact that there was a biological weapon and this episode. I understand why they needed a buffer episode. I wish it had been done differently, but I agree with that. I am less salty about it now than I was.
Now we can see more of the payoff.
I'm because
it's like they needed this day of fun. They needed to just relax, and Taromoru was just like running around. I got in the pool again.
So I'm much less much less bitter about it than I was before.
It's one of those things where it's like it goes light and then it goes dark. Like Charlotte was the same thing. I don't know if you guys saw this week's Charlotte, but it was grim. Ooh. I don't want to give anything away if you haven't seen it, but it was like, because the last episode felt like everything was coming back together and everything is going to be okay, and then this week was grim.
Yikes.
Ooh, that was rough.
Got that to look forward to.
Can't wait.
Oh my gosh, this show is just tugging at my heartstrings, man.
Oh yeah. What else? I'm a little behind because I have been reviewing a different game. I reviewed One Piece, Pirate Warriors 3, and now I'm on to another one that I can't talk about yet. So I played 16 hours in 2 days.
Oh my gosh, that's hardcore.
Because that's what reviewing games is.
Yeah,
so
it really is.
I'm a little behind on my anime watching, but of course I watch Food Wars because that's like the one I have to watch. I still don't watch Gangsta from this week or the recap episode, but I have seen people talking about how the animation quality has gone down.
It's gone down a little. I mean, it's still good story-wise and character-wise. I'm interested to see, again, I don't want to give anything away for those who are still catching up, but it's interesting. It's taking some interesting twists and turns. I think it's leading to something, definitely, but yeah, it does feel like some of the animation shots were like still shots or not as good of quality, and I don't know if they're saving their money for like the last few episodes so they can bookend it to look really nice, but it was a little off. So, yeah.
No.
Yeah. I binge watched a bunch of Fairy Tale though.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you.
I was trying to watch it last week, and so I watched like the first couple episodes, and then I got really busy also reviewing games.
How many episodes are there?
A gazillion?
Yeah.
There's like a couple hundred at least.
There's a lot of Fairy Tale.
So
Can't keep up.
I'm doing
Can't
this
keep
whole
up.
shonen binge thing where
Nice.
I binge watch a little bit of Bleach and Naruto and One Piece, and now I wanted to try out Fairy Tale. And I have to say, I actually like Fairy Tale. It took me a few episodes to get the rhythm of it. It's like Gintama, where it throws a lot of humor at you really, really fast before you even know the characters. So it's a little discombobulating. But once it gets into a rhythm, like I really like the camaraderie between like Natsu and Lucy and Gray and Urza, and I think that they're a really good group to follow. So I don't know if more people will join the group later, but so far I'm really enjoying the dynamic between those 4 people, and it's one of those rare instances where I actually prefer the dub to the sub, because I think the dub group had so much fun. You can tell when they're having fun. So
I can
like,
appreciate that, yeah.
You know what you should write is a feature of all your favorite dubs, because you have a couple where you're like, I prefer the dub, and you very strongly prefer it, and I would want to see like a roundup
I'd
of
love
all
to
of
see
your
that,
favorites.
Okay, the internet already hates me. So this would
That's
just
not
be
true.
asking for more trouble.
Well,
Oh man.
that's one thing.
Maybe it
is-
could be a collaboration.
Yeah, people got to ease up on people who like dubs, because for one thing, like if you're dyslexic, it's probably a lot easier to follow a dub.
Yeah.
Like substantially easier.
Substantially.
So that's one thing, is like stop shaming people who prefer dubs, because
Yeah.
they could be doing it for like a reading comprehension reason or like a learning disability reason, and that's super cruel to make fun of them for that. But also just like personal preference, like English jokes sometimes land better for us since
Yeah,
we didn't grow
right.
up in Japanese society. So that's one of those things that
Yes.
bugs me. Is when anime fans are mean to each other for liking dubs. It's
Yeah, it's like
it's
Figment
okay.
Hannah said, we're all on the same team here.
We're all on the same team, just everyone.
We're
get
in the same
along.
club, you guys.
Yeah, we are. We're all club members together.
All club members.
Hey, by the
right.
way, if you want a club member T-shirt, where do they go, Cal? That was like the worst segue ever.
By the way, if you want to show the world that you're a club member, the address is go.ign.com/store. We have some pretty sweet colors. We got teal, we got pink, we got red.
Yes, and there's been requests for black, which a lot of people said they would wear black. I actually think it would be really cool.
I
think
would
that'd
buy a
be good.
black one.
I think that'd be
because
good.
I almost always wear black.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. I'm gonna write that
Tag it.
down.
Right. So yeah. So that's how you get a shirt. Anyway, is there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about?
Well, we
before-
watched a few episodes,
Yes.
But you watched a few episodes of Miss Monochrome, and I started
Yes.
it this morning because it's
Yeah.
only 4 minutes long. It's one of those
The
tiny
first season.
short.
The
It's
first
super
season
short.
is. And then they just started doing the second season this summer. So the first
Oh,
season,
okay.
it's all 4-minute episodes. It's really cute. It's about an android who wants to be a pop idol, and that's like her whole dream. And then she tries to find a manager, but she finds a manager of a store, and it says manager on his tag. She's like, "You're my manager now." And then she starts working at a convenience store. She's best friends with a Roomba. It's adorable.
It's really
really
goofy.
cute. It's so goofy. It's so cute.
That's really
Yeah.
sweet.
It's really
It is.
fun.
I didn't.
The songs are catchy. Yeah, it's good.
Oh, that's good for pop idol stuff. I didn't
Yes.
realize it was a short, because I've been on like a shorts kick,
Yeah.
which is a weird phrase. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of short anime because
Yeah.
Nice.
They're good palate cleansers.
yeah, they are.
They definitely are.
And I watch a lot of like really heavy stuff like School Live, and I need like 2 minutes of just blissful food
It's just
eating.
it's just goofy. It's 4 minutes.
just-
It's always goofy.
or-
There's some kind of like goofy payoff. She always like gets
Yeah.
into weird
Situation.
situations.
Like fights off aliens or something.
she
You're like, all
randomly
right.
fights off aliens, or she like finds the best battery ever, and she's just like, "Oh, this is the best battery. I've never been so powerful."
Yeah, she had like
in
a
my
double
life."
A orgasm in the
Yeah.
one episode. I was like, what's going on here?
Whoa!
It's really funny. And the second
that
season that just started this summer is they're like about 7 minutes and 50
So it's
seconds.
like gradually getting longer.
Gradually
kind of
getting
thing.
longer, yeah.
Okay.
But it's fun.
Was this an
That's
anime
sweet.
first, or was this like
I'm not sure. Yeah,
Okay.
I know that there's a singer in Japan who does the voice for her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Because she's very vocalized,
Yeah.
so
Uh-huh.
I wasn't sure if this was like one of those things
Right.
that was like a video game first, or
Oh, okay.
like one
Right.
of those live concerts like What's Your Bucket? You know, the one with the blue hair.
Hatsune Miku.
Thank you. I'm an old person, okay? I don't remember these things anymore.
I listen to Vocaloid music while I work.
It's cheerful and happy, so
Yeah,
why
it makes
not?
you happy.
Yeah, no judgment.
That's why I listen to Mandy Moore when I work.
Yeah, I also listen to Kiari Pamu Pamu when I work.
I also listen to the Dance Dance Revolution Extreme soundtrack.
That is an excellent idea.
It's a really great idea. Do that.
Yes, we still need to have an episode of like our favorite anime soundtracks because there's so many good ones.
Yeah,
Yes.
we should do that.
Oh, yes.
But that's not what today's episode is about.
No, it's not.
It's not. Tell them what it's
Today's
about.
episode is all about cosplay.
Yay!
Which is why I brought, if you're watching the video, I brought my cosplay Pikachu. She's the pop idol Pikachu from Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
She's wearing a lot of pink for those who are listening.
She's so cute.
She's wearing a lovely dress with pink and purple.
And you know, she's a girl because she has the heart-shaped tail, which is how Pokemon works. There's a term for that, sexual dimorphism, and a lot of Pokemon have that.
Interesting. I learned something today.
I am
Pokemon science.
I'm
Pokemon
super
science.
into Pokemon science. I would major in it, but anyway, that's not what we're talking about.
Somebody
I would
at
too.
Berkeley
I
has
would
got to
love
have a
to.
class for that.
I went to Berkeley. I know.
So I've heard that they have like classes
You could start
on
the
The
class.
Simpsons. Yes.
I took a Scrabble class, a Battlestar Galactica class, and a video game class. when
That's
I was at
incredible.
Berkeley.
Wow, I had
That
none
is
of those things at
incredible.
my college.
Yeah.
So I went to the wrong college.
Apparently so.
But yeah, so that's Cosplay Pikachu, and our episode is all about cosplay. And this was inspired by an email that we got from Derek. So I'm just going to read it. It says, "Hi Anime Club, I just wanted to say that your podcasts are awesome. Thank you, Derek.
Thank you, Derek.
Keep up the good work. I wanted to know what your thoughts are on handmade versus purchased cosplay. I have a Kirito, I think that's from Sword Art Online, if I'm not mistaken, Get Up, but lack the know-how or time for building things. I bought my stuff and have been snickered at for that fact by some con-goers. Personally, I think it should not matter one bit whether the outfit was bought or handmade. Your newest fan, Derek." So that was very, very nice to receive, Derek. Thank you, if you're watching this. And it was also a good conversation starter, I think.
Yes, it was a perfect conversation starter because Chastity knows a lot about cosplay stuff. That's why you're on.
I do, but also, if we're being honest, most of the time now I purchase my cosplay because I work 14 hours a day sometimes.
Yeah,
So,
but I think that the purchased cosplay is a lot better. Like I grew up when I was a teenager in the 90s. Don't judge. I know I'm old. But all of the purchased cosplay costumes were kind of garbage. In fact, my best friend in high school brought home Sailor Moon costumes for us
Oh
to
god, there are
make.
some really
and I
bad
was
ones
like,
out there.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
That's kind of garbage. So I never got into cosplay, but now it's like a whole professional thing where people make them and buy them and do really well. So
Yeah, and I have such a respect for people that can make such incredible costumes. I lack the skill to make it as good as they can.
that's
So
a real talent.
yeah, and
It is.
it's a real talent, and it's awesome. And I wish I could do it. I wish I could get better at handmade, but I don't see a problem with purchasing.
Yeah, I mean, cosplay is a lot of things built into one, right? It's depending on what you're making, you could be making weapons out of craft foam. You could be making battle armor. You could be making clothes a la Project Runway, which I did one time. It's not just one talent. It's someone who's mastered a lot of different crafts, a lot of different arts, and who can combine it into making something that is wearable. And I think that's the most amazing thing. Like it's transforming something from the screen into something that you can wear and meet people in and go to a con and show your love for that show or that character.
Yeah.
And so I don't have a problem with people who purchase it because that's what it's about, is like showing that you love anime or whatever you happen to be cosplaying. If it's a different show or a game, like it's about showing it that you really like that character, you relate to that character, or you really like that outfit. Like sometimes you don't even know the character, but you just love the outfit. Like that's cool
You're just
too.
expressing your passion for an anime, and rather than people judge you like Project Runway, it's kind of like, isn't
wrong
that
with that.
cool?
Cosplay is about expression, and like clothes are about expression. So it would make sense to extend that to cosplay as
Exactly,
well.
and beyond making it, there's also a whole process of practicing poses and just you're kind of embodying that character for the day.
Yeah.
So you get to role play, you get to be someone else, and people call you by the character's name when you're walking around at cons, which is fun. So you just feel like someone else for a day. So there's it's a whole process. It's not just making it, but it's also so I don't see a problem with purchasing.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much all in agreement. Like I have a lot of respect for people who make their
Huge
cosplay.
respect, yeah.
And that's one of the things is like if I meet somebody at a con, like that's one of the first things I would ask them is like, oh, like how did you do this? And if they're like, oh, I bought it, I'd be like, that's cool.
That's cool.
And
Yeah.
if they're like, oh, I spent 10 hours sewing this whole gown, I'd be like, you're a god.
That's amazing.
You're amazing. So it's like.
It's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
One's not better than the other. I think it's all for fun.
Yes, it's all for fun.
So just going off on cosplay, what are some of your favorite cosplays you've ever seen?
Ooh, or that we've done.
Or that we've done. That's a good one.
Well, I haven't really cosplayed for anime, but does it count that I dressed up as Sarah Palin once for Halloween and totally killed it?
It counts.
It counts so much.
Yeah, so
I can picture it, and I want to see the actual photos.
there are actual pictures. I actually got a wig because she had her half ponytail look, and then I actually got glasses that look exactly like hers.
Nice.
I got the red tight jacket, the black boots, black skirt, and like I went all out, and I brought a toy gun and a toy moose and a baby, like a baby doll.
Wonderful.
It's
all about the details.
My question was going to be: did you either have a toy moose or a toy pig with lipstick on it?
I had the toy. I couldn't find the latter, but I had the toy moose, a toy gun, because she can handle a rifle.
Yeah.
And then because she has so many kids, she has like the baby. And then I tried to do a really bad, like she's from Alaska, but she sounds like she's from Minnesota. Like instead of saying fork, she says like bark or something like that.
No, she does sound like she's from Minnesota.
Because I think her parents are from Minnesota, so it makes sense. But I cosplayed as her for Halloween, if you can call it that. I was a tavern wench for the Ren Fair, and I was AJ Lee for WrestleMania this past year because it was in Santa Clara. So
that must have been fun.
In all those cases, I bought my outfits because I don't
have time.
I don't have time, and I don't sew. But it's one of those things. It does get expensive too when you buy stuff because it's like wig, makeup.
And
clothes.
if it's custom fit for you, then that's even more
expensive.
Yeah.
It's even more expensive.
But it looks better, so usually that's what I go with.
So this is my cosplaying adventures. What did you guys dress as?
So the last one that I cosplayed as was at Fanime, and me and my friends did an X-Men cosplay, and I finally did Psylocke because I've always wanted to be her forever and ever and ever.
That's awesome.
So you could probably find it on my Twitter, actually. And I just lacked the confidence up until now because she does not have pants, and I was just like, well, I really have to work out for this. But no, it was so great, and I felt empowered, and I was just like, yeah, I'm Psylocke, this is the best, and I loved being Psylocke.
That's a great motivator when you're like, I really want to be this particular character, but they go around in a battle bikini or leotard. I'd better work out.
Yeah, and then last year, me and my best friend Jen were Officer Jenny and Nurse Joy. So I got a lot of use out of my Officer Jenny costume. I wear it all the time. Whenever I can, I wear it. I love it so much.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh my gosh,
it's great.
That's awesome. So we were also gonna. I'll just skip ahead really fast and we'll go back to this. But we're going to talk about characters we want to cosplay as, and that was on my list. Was Officer Jenny.
Yes.
But characters I have cosplayed. So there are no pictures of this because it was deeply shameful for me. But I was for Halloween one year as Power Girl. Because I felt like it was a personal challenge to make a Power Girl costume. I don't know.
Did you make it?
I did.
Yeah.
And this was the year that I was the most fit, so I was like, I'm just going to take advantage of this because she also does not have pants. And
no pants.
Pantsless cosplay.
Pantsless cosplay.
Pantsless cosplay is more common than you would think.
It is.
Thanks every artist ever who draws
comic books.
Exactly, who draws women. It's not their fault they're drawn that way, says Jessica Rabbit. But so I was Power Girl once, and God, never again. But I actually did. I hand sewed the boob window shut.
Oh yeah.
I've known how to hand sew for quite some time.
Nice.
So I did a lot of hand sewed detail on that, but I did buy the leotard, but then I did the details myself.
Oh wow.
But it wasn't too much work because that's the only thing I really had to do for that, and then just get red fabric for the cape, and make a belt out of fabric. How
many hours does it take to put together a cosplay?
For that one, it didn't take super long because again, there's not much to her outfit. Because I was able to find blue boots that were already blue. I didn't have to do any boot covers or anything like that.
Right.
The actual cosplay that I'm actually glad I did was I was a maid version of Monokuma from Danganronpa for Fanime 2014. So that's the one that I Project Runwayed. I got the fabric for that dress. I cut it, I cut the pattern out for myself. I used my old clothing as a model, as the pattern instead of buying a pattern, because you can do that at sewing stores. And there's my pen. I dropped my pen. So I used an old dress of mine as a pattern. I sewed it in a night. I did that whole dress in a night.
Whoa,
and then I went to
wow.
Fanime and I walked around as like maid Monokuma. And it's because I made it in a night, there's lots of details I would have added if I'd had more time.
Right.
So it was like a super simple dress and everything. But I had like a black and white wig that was correct in the picture but wrong in real life because he's like split down the middle, black and white, and the wig was flip-flopped, and I was so mad. And I have red contacts that I use because he has one red eye. I love Danganronpa.
That's commitment.
Yeah,
I just
that
saw
is
Lena
commitment.
Inverse at SAC Anime, and I loved her Lena Inverse costume because she even had the red contact lenses, which
That's
goes back to what you're
nice.
saying. It's like
Yeah.
when you go that far, when you go into that kind of detail, oh my gosh, I love it
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, and
I
then
haven't tried colored contacts yet because touching my eyeballs freaks me out.
Do you
And
not wear
I don't
contact
wear
lenses?
contacts. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know what?
It's
I
like,
tell everyone this. I'm the
no.
biggest baby when it comes to pain. I have no threshold for it or any kind of discomfort, and contacts feel like nothing. Because now what it is they have soft contacts that are like really, really thin, so your eye can breathe better. So
good.
yeah, so you don't sit there and go. "Ugh."
the more you know.
The more,
Yeah.
the more you know. Pling.
I need. So I actually I don't wear glasses in here, but I do wear glasses normally. But I'm nearsighted, so I don't really need them for this kind of thing.
Right.
But that was weird walking around Fanime because I had one red eye and then one with no contact.
Yeah.
So like I could only half see where I was.
Oh, that's
so I had to be
weird.
like I had to
Yeah.
like close one eye and be like, where am I?
there it
So
is.
I would have done that a little differently and gotten a second contact in a normal color. Yeah, and then at that same Fanime con, so 2014 again, I saw there were a ton of Kill la Kill cosplayers. 'Cause
Yes,
Kill la Kill
a
was that year.
ton of them.
Ton. I saw people with like LED like nipples and stuff.
Oh my god.
Because that's a thing in Kill la Kills. There's lots.
How
naked
do you
people.
pull that off though?
It was amazing. Like it was amazing.
You just take apart like a light bright at like
I have
game
no-
and just like put it on your bra.
They figured it out somehow. It's electronics.
like Christmas lights just hanging from your bikini.
Or like
just don't get splashed by water.
Yeah, or like I saw a nudist beach, Nonon. So like where they're just wearing like tactical gear and no clothes. Like it's very careful.
Oh, it's like Quiet from MGS5.
Yep.
Don't even get me started on that.
Hey, there's a perfectly good reason.
No, there's not.
There really is.
I know.
I wish Kojima just called spade a spade, but that's a different
I know
story.
I know what the answer is, and it is not a good reason. But we have a listener who did a quiet cosplay, Greg Atlas.
Greg Atlas does the best Quiet cosplay.
And that was awesome. So hi, Greg.
Yes, you're the true Quiet because you can pull that outfit off way better.
Yeah, yeah. For real. So that's that. So as we're talking about favorite cosplays, like that was actually I loved that Greg did that. So
Yeah. That's awesome. And
Yeah,
we
that's
actually,
awesome.
at Fanime, we actually had a meetup with our fans, and there were a couple of cosplayers who showed up, and it's just like, I just have so much respect for people who do that and put like so much time and effort in it. It's
Yeah.
so good.
I love couples cosplay.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, those are cute.
Oh, those are so cute.
yeah, like I saw Reese and Cyrus from Animal Crossing.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
Gosh, it was so cute. One of my favorite cosplays I ever saw was also I've ever seen. I typoed in real life.
And then you autocorrected yourself.
Was a Gijinka Sylveon. So if you don't know, a Gijinka that's just the term for like personified or like humanoid. And so it's a Gijinka cosplay is when someone takes like an animal or like a monster, a fictional monster, and just makes like a dress out of it, and so they're a human version of that character.
A lot of Pokemon dresses.
Yeah, lots of Pokemon. So I saw Gijinka Sylveon, and she looked so good, and I was like, I want to cosplay that real bad. So yeah, that was one of my other favorites.
Yeah, I think that I saw Fallout 4, or I keep saying Fallout 4 because it's on my mind, but
Yeah.
like Fallout cosplay that was absolutely amazing.
Nice.
It was just like, it was so good. I can't talk all of a sudden. That's great.
Yeah.
So, you guys don't know, but I actually injured my mouth, so my tongue feels like it's on fire. So if I'm talking funny, it's because I talk funny anyway.
It's a good thing you're doing a podcast right now.
That'll help. But yeah. So, anyways, yay cosplay!
Yay
cosplay.
So
How does one get into it?
Yeah. So just really quickly, like if you have a cosplay that you're really proud of, please share it on the Facebook group or tweet to us at #IGNIME, IGNanime. And because we want to see like your cosplay. People have been posting cosplay in our Facebook group.
Yeah, I want to see Sword Art Online
yeah.
cosplay.
So
and all that good
share,
stuff.
share like your favorite
I
cosplay.
love looking at cosplay.
Yeah, so go ahead and share that. just let us know, friends. Yeah, so that goes into our next thing is how do you get into cosplay?
Yeah, because it seems overwhelming, right? It's like, yeah, but you have to buy the wig and the contact lenses and the clothes, and how do you make the clothes? And it's like, is there a starter kit or like a character that's very easy to cosplay? So
yeah, so I guess we should just kind of discuss some tips, like what would be the easiest entry point to.
Gohan fell.
Gohan fell.
He's okay. He's okay.
he's back.
He's the Great Saiyan Man.
Man
It's okay.
down. But so anyway, just like the easiest way for me, like not the easiest way, the easiest thing is just to think of a character that's not too overwhelming, right? So like a character who's wearing a mech suit or who has, like wings or something that is really hard to make. I would kind of stay away from that from your first cosplay.
Maybe not your first cosplay.
I would start
someone with a simple outfit, like a schoolgirl outfit of some kind that has a little bit of embellishment. It's fine.
If you want to do like Food Wars might be a good example because their outfits aren't terribly complicated, but like wig styling doesn't take too long because if you already style your hair, you just kind of mess with a wig like that, and there's tutorials online, but the wig is where a lot of those characters get their distinctions.
And you can also go to eBay and just search for a wig for that character. There's probably someone that's already made it for you, and you can just buy it that way.
Yeah, there are actually places online that have like specific wigs for specific popular characters, which is very convenient.
It's super convenient.
And that's the easiest way, I think, is if you're very determined to make an outfit, I think the easiest thing would be like a school uniform or something like that there's plenty of tutorials for making box pleats on skirts that aren't even cosplay related. It's just for people who sew.
Right.
If you have a sewing machine, that's super easy. If you want to buy that, there's plenty of different kinds of like plaid, sailor skirts available. That would be the easiest one, I think, the most accessible one. And those are the ones I always want to do because I just want to be cute in a little school uniform.
Right. I just want to be Umaru. Like, I'll just show up with an orange hamster cape and blonde hair and a bag of potato chips and soda, and there's my costume.
It. Done. That's so easy. Think about that.
And it's an easy cosplay, but it's also a character you really like. That we've talked about Umaru a little bit, but we kind of relate to Umaru in a lot of ways. Like, so it's not like you're cutting corners or anything. It's not like you're cheating. It's just
you're still being true to the character.
You're being true to the thing that you're passionate about, and it's just a good way to ease into that.
Anime also might be a bit hard as a jumping point for cosplay. So you can start with your favorite TV show characters, your favorite movie characters, your favorite comic book characters that are dressed kind of simply. Like you could do like from X-Men, you could be Jubilee and just buy a pink tank top, buy some cutoff shorts and a yellow jacket and some shades, and you're done. It's really easy.
Yeah. What else? I actually brainstormed some cosplay resources. So
this is great. I really like
useful.
this.
This is useful.
For beginners who are just trying to get into it, I would suggest Pinky Paradise for circle lenses and colored contacts. Those are really, really good for that. It's like a super easy website to navigate. It's in English.
So it is a website.
Yeah, it's a website, pinkyparadise.com. Not to advertise or anything, but it's just one that I used it for the red contact lenses I did for Monokuma. So that's one of my recommend. I'd be like, yeah, go there, get your contacts there.
Nice.
It's pretty easy and it's not too expensive from what I remember. Also, if you're looking for false eyelashes, which is huge if you're trying to be an anime character, you really want to accentuate your eyes.
Big eyes.
Very, very cheap eyelashes at Daiso.
Daiso's
the best.
Great for so many things.
Yeah, Daiso is a very, very cheap, Japanese kind of
$1 store.
Dollar store. Yeah. And
$1.50.
Yeah, you call it a dollar store, but it's probably closer to $1.50. But they have a lot of cool stuff there. But the eyelashes are they're good.
Yeah.
They're super cheap. And that's how you open up your eyes. There's also anime style makeup tutorials you can find on Pinterest or Tumblr or just by Googling.
Yeah, you can YouTube
as well. Yeah, I think Michelle Phan
Yeah.
had an anime one a couple years ago that was actually really good.
Yeah, and basically the idea is you kind of draw out to open up your eyes if you are going to be an anime character. And this works it doesn't matter what your gender is. Makeup is a huge factor in cosplay because you do get that kind of.
The clothes are half the battle.
If you're going for a cell shaded art style, this isn't anime, but I saw an amazing Archer cosplay because Archer is in that kind of shell shaded style, and this person he made a kind of a shell shaded cell shaded
She
suit.
sells
It was kind of color blocked, so it looked like it was cel shaded. And then he drew presumably with eyeliner kind of lines on his face to
Borderlands does that a lot. Borderlands cosplayers are hardcore and they're really, really good. And they all do that cel shaded look.
You can buy. There's actually an Etsy where you can buy cel shaded jeans for that kind of stuff.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
Etsy is great. Yeah,
Etsy is a really great resource.
Etsy is a huge resource. If you're buying costumes too, Etsy's really great.
Really
I got
good.
my Psylocke costume and my Gamora costume from Guardians of the Galaxy.
You did Gamora?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Also, the green does not come off easily.
Oh no!
Yeah.
It took 3 days.
Body paint is So I have a friend who's really into Homestuck, and I've read maybe one page of Homestuck.
Yeah.
But I guess Homestuck cosplayers often have to paint their whole bodies, and so con hotels are like, God, the Homestucks are coming because they're gonna get paint all over our bathtub.
Paint is all over everything.
So that's another one I would not start with because the body paint's hard.
Yeah, body paint's hard.
And then, the last one I wanted to bring up, and this is really cool. I actually, back in 2014, I wrote this news story for IGN when I was still a freelancer, which is why I know about it. But BioWare is, they have planned, and I don't know how many they've done, but they plan to put out detailed, what they call character kits for different characters for cosplayers' references. So here's the specific color of her outfit, and here's how the outfit works.
That's cool.
And stuff like that. So more and more companies, especially like game companies, are kind of, they think about cosplayers a little bit more when designing outfits because they know people who are dedicated to their game are going to want to show that off.
Gearbox and BioWare definitely.
Yeah.
They all the time. And I think Square Enix a little bit too. I think it's a little more difficult because they're a Japanese company and I don't know how much they promote that, but I do know that cosplay is obviously a big part of Japanese culture, but also now they're recognizing in the West that Western video games also have a huge following for that kind of thing.
Yeah. And then the last one is, I just guesswork also works for your first cosplay. Just kind of have fun with it. Like we said, cosplay's about fun and it doesn't have to be perfect. It just doesn't have to be.
No.
As long as you're having fun and hanging out with your friends or meeting new people at a con, or even if you just wanted to wear a sailor uniform one day, that's you. Do that.
So, and some people just look like a character. There's a picture of Max Scoville who looks exactly like Spike in Cowboy Bebop.
He went to Vietnam and got a suit made so that he could look like Spike, and he didn't get to wear it because he didn't get to go to Fanime this year, but I think he's going to use it next year. Yeah. He has to.
That's
he has
amazing.
To. Yeah. It was kind of amazing. I was I didn't even know he did that deliberate. I was like, oh my God, he looks like Spike.
It was deliberate, I'm pretty sure.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, so
and I love it. It's great.
If you have any tips, if you're a cosplayer or you're just a beginner, if you have any tips for people who want to get into cosplay, we want to hear those too. Comment, send us things on Facebook, tweet at us at IGN, IGNanime, because we also want to hear that because this is by no means an exhaustive list, and cosplay is an amazingly deep hobby. So I do want to hear what everybody else has to say.
Cool.
Yeah, so with that, just thinking about Max Scoville as Spike from Cowboy Bebop, I want to hear what everybody, what is your dream cosplay? What do you think would be the best cosplay you could ever do?
Oh my gosh.
I want to know.
Okay, I have 2. Actually, I wrote down 3, but I'll start with Shampoo from Ranma first, because she's fun. I just feel like it'd be crazy to be her for a day. And she's just adorable. And but a higher step up from that, I would love Rei Ayanami's plug suit from Evangelion.
Wow.
But I also have to feel particularly confident to wear something that tight and white. And my ultimate would probably be Samus's power suit. Would be incredible.
That would be
a
awesome.
well done version of it, because you could have a janky one and it just looks.
No, not so much.
Not a good look. But yeah, that would probably be the goal. One day.
All right. What about you?
I don't know. I wrote down a couple of ideas. So one I always wanted to do was Yuna from Final Fantasy X because she's one of my favorite characters, and it seems like an pretty easy costume to do. So that would be sort of a beginner's. I already mentioned Umaru. I'm going to do that. That's not even someday. That's happening. Again, I love Slayers, so I'd love to do a Lena Inverse costume, but she has a lot of stuff that's involved, like belts and amulets and stuff like that. So that would be harder. And then top tier, in terms of complexity, I don't know. I'd have to think about that one. Probably a character from Borderlands, although that's not that difficult, I don't think. So probably either Lilith or Maya. So
Good choices.
That's awesome.
Callie?
I actually wrote down a pretty exhaustive list, which I won't go through. But I think my dream cosplay comes in like different levels of difficulty. So like my easiest one is I saw this fan art. A lot of my inspiration comes from fan art. So I saw fan art of the caption was Peach Beach at. No, it was Beach Peach at Peach Beach. So it was like a beach themed Princess Peach.
Yeah.
Because Peach Beach. This is so hard to say.
You had a lot of tongue twisters today.
A lot of tongue twisters.
Cell shading, peach, beach, beach, peach.
It's just it's just my thing, I guess.
Just at the Peach Beach.
Yeah. So it was an art of her in like a kind of a retro style, like bikini, but kind of like in a pinup style. And then I was like, I want to do pinup Peach. Pinup Peach. So one of my favorite things is when people do cosplay that's like a character done in a different style. So that's always the kind of cosplay I want to do. Is I want to do Princess Peach, but the pinup version, or I want to do like. I saw a punk Sailor Moon.
Oh yeah, I saw that
awesome.
picture. It was really awesome.
I love like punk anything, like a punked out version of any character. Like I saw like punk Harley Quinn. That'd be so cool. So Pinup Peach is like one of my ones. I talked about doing. I want to do Officer Jenny. Because Officer Jenny's awesome.
Just do it.
Yeah,
I did it. You do it.
And then going into like. Well, I also want to do. So I love Danganronpa. There's several characters I'd want to cosplay from Danganronpa, but I think my top one would be Enoshima Junko.
Which one was that?
She's the one with the pink hair, who's like the fashionista.
Oh, okay.
And then I also want to do Kyoko Sakura from Puella Magi Madoka Magica because I like her outfit the best. Even though Homura is my best girl, there she is on. If you're watching the video, I have Devil Homura right there. But I like Kyoko's outfit, and I like her character. I think her character is interesting. And then getting into the harder stuff, I want to do Fight Club Mako from Kill la Kill.
Oh my god.
Or Nonon from Kill la Kill in her blue and pink and white like drum major outfit. Or Ryuko.
She would be fun. Yeah.
It's a lot of things would depend on if I was cosplaying with somebody else. So like I know like Miranda would probably be I don't want to speak for Miranda, but I'm pretty sure she'd be Satsuki because she loves Satsuki.
Yeah,
so
that's what I just assumed.
If she was Satsuki, I'd be like, okay, either I'm no or Ryuko because that'd be adorable. But
it's so much fun to be part of a cosplay group or
to
like
be
a
in
pairing.
We have to do a school live, by the way. We have to do a school
we should
live
do
group.
school live. But someone has to be the Yuki.
Someone has to be the Yuki. Miranda's cute and adorable, and she look cute in pink. But she's way too smart.
I know, she's like so much smarter than Yuki.
Cosplay is about being someone you're
I was
not.
thinking it'd be like Kurumi because she's the easiest. I just put my hair in pigtails and go around with a shovel.
If I had to pick one of them, I'd be Risan.
Risan?
Yeah.
Risan.
And then I have two more. Technically three more. These aren't terribly difficult, but I would either be Chio or Femme Mikorin from Gekkan Shoujo no Zaki-kun.
Oh my gosh.
Because I love Chio, and I think I could
You'd
pull
be
off
such
Chio.
a cute Chio.
I think I could pull off Chio pretty well because of the hair, and also I react the same way she does to having a crush on
You gotta be
someone.
Chio. I mean, that's so cute.
Wait. So I'm not familiar. How do you react when you have a crush on someone?
I'm always like, Chio. Like I'm just like, whenever I have a crush on somebody, I'm like, I don't know if he likes me. I don't know what's happening. So I'm such a Chio.
That's great.
But
Every
also,
time you'd like a guy, I'm such a fan. No hate.
no, I'm not. I'm not. I'm your biggest fan.
I'll follow you until you love me.
Exactly. So, but also I relate to Mikorin because he'll be like, he'll just be like, hey, I'm super smooth, and he'll be so embarrassed.
Yeah.
So I relate to that. So I think Femme Mikorin would be cute. And then my last one, because we do have to move on to the watch party, would be, this is my dream, which will never happen because it's so difficult, is I want to do Dovahkiin in the Nightingale armor.
That's very specific.
From Skyrim. I love the Nightingale armor. It's my favorite armor in Skyrim.
Oh.
It's like it's lightweight. It's for stealth. You get it with the Thieves Guild, which is I love Thieves Guild. Don't even get me started. But I really like that armor, and I would do like a bow probably, because stealth. But I'll never be able to do that. I just like admit that to myself. But yeah.
I didn't even think of Dovahkiin because there's also armor in that game. When it first came out, that was so amazing, and I can't remember what it's called, but I bet the audience knows. It was like the original armor that everyone sought after, and I can't think of what it's called, but it was so amazing.
Daedric armor?
Probably.
Daedric armor's cool.
Yeah, Daedric armor is also cool, but I totally forgot about Skyrim.
I played 60 hours of Skyrim in a week when I first got it. So
wow. Whoa.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that because I had the crummy PS3 port, and so after 30 hours, the frame rate dropped to 0. We actually have video on IGN of this day with my heroine Saphira slow motioning running towards a dragon.
It's amazing.
A backwards flying dragon, I might add.
But anyway, so what are your dream cosplays? We also want to hear that. Please share that with us. Again, that you can do that on Twitter with hashtag IGNime, IGNIME, or on the Facebook group, or emailing us at anime-club? Or no, it's IGN
Come on, guys.
Anime Club.
You got
Hold
this.
on. We'll go on to the watch party, and I will look that up right now.
Okay. Yeah, so we do have to move on to the watch party. Let me just write down one more thing. And
It's one of those things I don't know what our email is because I don't email us.
See, that's why we don't know what the
So
email
when
is.
people are like, "What's your phone number?" I don't know.
It's like, I don't call myself.
I don't call myself.
So I don't email us at but I think it's something like IGN_anime club at IGN.com. I think that's might be, but we'll check.
We're double checking right now.
Moving on very quickly because we got to wrap it up. Moving on to the watch party. We're watching Steins Gate.
Yes.
We're on episodes 13 and 14, and it's getting pretty heavy.
Oh, it's a little. 13 was a little dark.
13 was hard.
13 was hard to sit through.
Oh.
Because over
No, it's okay. It's
and
okay.
over
Go ahead.
and
Go
over
ahead,
and
please.
over again. Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay.
Oh my gosh.
So we have some cool comments from this. So, Evil Twin at Namshubofenki on Twitter, I'm sorry if I butchered that handle, says, did episode 13 finish in a flash? I was completely taken by it. Okabe is to be admired to keep his sanity, like for keeping his sanity, hashtag IGNanime. Yeah. You can see Okarin kind of breaking down in these episodes. Like he's really, it's the weight of having to make that decision to time leap, and I feel like the weight of all of his decisions with all the D-mails and everything is starting to really weigh him down.
Yeah, like everything is crashing down, and it always ends up in the same thing, which is no matter what he does and no matter how many times he time leaps, it seems that Mayuri keeps dying in like horrible ways too. Like not the same way every time. It's different.
So at the end of episode 13, we see her being accidentally pushed into an oncoming train.
Yeah,
and that's how she dies. So the first time she dies, we saw last watch party was at the hands of Moika.
Yes.
Who I hate forever now.
Damn you, Shining Finger.
Shining Finger. She's the worst. But now we see her dying a completely different way, almost of kind of natural-ish causes, because Mr. Brown's daughter,
his little daughter
runs up to her like Mayuri One-chan and accidentally pushes her in front of the train, and that's how she dies that time.
Yeah.
And when I saw that episode, the first thing I thought of was the 2002 movie, I think it's 2002, The Time Machine, which is based on the H.G. Wells novel. Mm-hmm. And we actually have a comment about this, so I'll just go into that now. So this is from James Holton from the Facebook group. So he's talking about Okabe, kind of you see him kind of breaking down how it's heartbreaking, and he says, very similarly, the 2002 film The Time Machine, based on the H.G. Wells novel, which is exactly how I phrased that, weirdly enough, used the same idea of fatalism as the main character tried to use his time machine to prevent his fiancée from dying and witness her death over and over. And shout out to you, James Holton, from the Facebook group, because that's exactly what I thought. So in that movie, it starts out with this, this isn't in the book, the whole fiancé thing, but in the movie, the scientist guy is working on a time machine, and the H.G. Wells novel is actually the origin of the phrase time machine, which we all universally use now.
Right.
Wow. So I think you see a lot of parallels between Steins Gate and this novel, and subsequently this movie. And so he's walking the park with his fiancée. And I haven't seen this movie in like 10 years, but I remember this so vividly because it stuck with me.
Right.
She gets shot by a robber who wants her engagement ring. Like, he proposes, I think, and the robber sees the engagement ring and shoots her for it. And so he gets his time machine working, and he goes back, and he's like, okay, well, now I know how to not do that, but she keeps dying a different way. And the way Okarin in the beginning of episode 14 of Steins Gate phrases it is, it was as if fate itself was killing her, referring to Mayuri.
Right.
And so that just reminded me a lot of the time machine, because there was no world line, I guess,
right,
in which it wouldn't happen. It was just fate. The universe itself was killing her.
Yeah, even if they avoided shining finger in her CERN group, it was something weird would happen. She'd get stabbed. She'd get shot. She'd get thrown in front of a train. You're like, oh my God, it really is like.
To see that over and over, that's maybe worse.
So in episode 14, that's when Ocarina is going back over and over again, and he keeps seeing her die.
Oh, it's so hard.
It's really, really dark. Like, when I'm watching it, I'm like, wow, this is fascinating. I'm fascinated by the sci-fi of it. And then talking about it, I'm like, oh my God, he has to see his childhood friend, his oldest and dearest friend, die brutally over and over in his desperate attempt to save her. Yeah. And that is the saddest, most heartbreaking thing I can think of.
It is.
Just especially there's some really gruesome ones, like the train. I think in one of the ones, there's kind of a montage style thing at the beginning of 14 where she like falls down a flight of stairs. Like it's really traumatic images.
Yeah, it's traumatic. It's like no matter what it is, it's like almost like a freak accident or somebody deliberately does something. No matter what, he can't escape it. And now we finally know why, because Suzuha comes along.
Suzuha.
So we got a big revelation in. Skipping to episode 14, if we haven't already done so, but Suzuha turns out is not who we think she is at all. In fact,
go ahead.
She says, "Hi, I'm John Teeter from the internet that was talking to you. Yep. Nice to meet you, Ocarina." And he's like, "What?"
I just want to say I called this so long ago, and I didn't want to say anything because I was like, I'm going to accidentally spoil something, and when she revealed it, I was like, yes, I knew it. Suzuha's John Titer.
Yes.
Because she just knows things. Like, there's lots of little hints, and Miranda would talk about this in previous episodes, like, oh, you might not be picking up on these hints because you don't know what's coming. But there are hints where, like, the way she reacts to Kurisu, where she kind of is like, she hates her already. But it's clearly, now that we know that Suzuha's a time traveler, it's because of something that Kurisu hasn't even done yet.
Yeah.
Which we still don't know. But yeah, I was worried that John Titer was like actually gonna be like someone she was related to, and she was just like John Titer's sister, but she's actually John Titer.
Yeah, she's that, and also she explains the whole world line concept. It's like no matter what world line you're on, this is gonna keep happening. You actually have to go into a totally different field. You actually have to jump from A to B,
and the only way you can jump from an alpha to a beta is during a very, very like a momentous event, like a
so like 2KY. Y2K
or like
2KY.
like
I'm surprised I didn't say Y2J because I'm such a wrestling fan.
Like a really pivotal was the word I was thinking of. A pivotal event, like a war. So I think the examples she comes up with are the Gulf War, Y2K, and 2010, the year when the time machine is invented. So the year that they are in. And so basically she's saying, like, you have to do it now because this is the pivotal year. This is the only time you can change the world, not just the world line, but like to a completely different. Just so far from what the future that you were heading towards.
It's like a different, like a whole different electric field or something. It just
different
know
dimensions.
What it is, I didn't even. I have to look it up now because I'm like, there's a term for it. And by the way, Ocarina is the one who invented the meter that can actually Gohan. What is up? Gohan keeps falling down. If you keep hearing a thunk, it's because
go home.
You're drunk. You're drunk. But he invents a meter that can actually measure how much you've shifted the world line, and it has to be like 0.1%.
Yeah,
is like the minimum of what you can change.
It's 1%.
It's like a 1% margin or something.
I have a hard time reading the meter because right now it's like 0.4 or 0.04 or something, and I'm like, that's more than 1%.
Yeah. I can't like math. I don't know.
I think you have to go to a different attractor field.
Yeah, something like that. So Steins Gate is getting pretty real, and I'm just loving it more and more every episode. These 2 episodes were so intriguing and so fascinating, and all like I kept going. Like I said, I haven't cheated anymore, but I did cheat. Like I said last episode, and I got to 20 because I just couldn't stop.
Right.
The show is so good, and I ordered a Ferris Nyan Nyan Nendoroid,
which is really cute.
It's so cute, and I want to get a Kurisu one too, but they're like more expensive. But so
here's the thing. Full disclosure for those who don't know, I did review the Steins Gate visual novel that finally came out on PlayStation, Vita, and PS3, and I think later it comes out on PS4. And I gave it a 6.9, which was the outlier, and a lot of people were really mad at me for that. But my issues with it were apparently issues that don't really come up in the anime, so that's good news. So I liked the visual novel, but it had some, so I can keep them separate because there were some issues in the visual novel that I talk about in my review, and that people wanted to basically light me on fire for because they were like, hey, how dare you? You're the only one who gave it, a 6.9. Everyone gave it like an 8. And I was like, it was well on its way to an easy 8. But then there were some issues in the second half that just totally, I don't care if it's a visual novel. Nope.
Yeah,
but it's not bad, and you can still play it and enjoy it, and there's nothing wrong with that. But
it's like you said, like you personally had some issues that were so major to you that it stopped you from enjoying it to the fullest, and that matters a lot. And those issues might not come up for other people. So like, don't come for Megan's head with pitchforks, please, because that's what reviewing is. It's very much like you have to be honest about your feelings about the game. That's one of the things our reviews editor is very adamant about. And so when we write reviews, we do have to say like, okay, this really bothered me and I was really upset and I just didn't enjoy it as much as I would have had this element not been.
I went to a senior editor almost in tears. I was like, they're going to tear me down on the internet because Steins Gate visual novel is held in such high regard, and there just were things I just wasn't enjoying as much as other people. And, it's like most people like that, but I feel like if I score it higher than I feel, then I'm not being honest, and I don't know if that's fair. But it's not a bad score is the other thing, too. It's not a bad score.
Yeah, it's 6.9 is very close to good on our scale. So
and it's just my opinion. Yeah. So you are free to disagree with me, but calling me names and just attacking me
that's not cool.
Kind of garbage.
Not cool, guys.
I don't
do
think
that.
Anybody in the Facebook group.
None of our fans did it, but it's sometimes very discouraging when you want to do more anime related video games and they're not getting high scores, and people take super offense to that. It's like, well.
So, but it's not just tying it back into the watch party while we wrap up. It's not impacting your enjoyment of the watch party.
No, in fact, so far I'm still enjoying the anime tremendously, and the issues that I have in the game, Miranda assures me, are kept to a minimum if they're even at all in the anime. So I'm very excited about that. So,
awesome. Yay! That's good to know. So, with that is episode 22.
Yes, what did you guys think of episodes 13 and 14? Were you able to get through it without tearing up? Because I wasn't.
I was not. We will be watching 15 and 16 for next week's watch party, so send us your thoughts so we can read them on the show like we did with Evil Twin and James Holton. That is, again, hashtag IGNMA, IGNIME. You can email us at, I think it's IGN_IGN_AnimeClub@IGN.com. Yep. You can join our Facebook group. You can find us on Twitter. Chastity.
I'm at Chastity_V.
I'm at Megan, MEGHAN_IGN.
And I'm Inky Dojiko, INKYDOJIKKO. So those are all the ways you can reach us. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being part of the club.
Yes.
And we will
Thanks
see
for
you
having me, guys.
Oh, and
it was super fun.
Thank you to our guest Chastity for coming on and talking to us about cosplay.
Yes, and anime in general.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah, and with that, we'll see you next week. Yay, anime!
Yay, anime!
Yay.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.